Three, two, one. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Razor from RazorTube coming at you today with another base build, and this is called the Defender. This is a solo, duo, trio starter base designed to build for the Rust Council Edition, and that's for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the Xbox One X, and the Xbox Series X, along with all the OG consoles included. All right, so I'm going to show you the footprint of this base by building it all for you, show you the open space concept in the beginning, and then I'll show you how I've outfitted my Defender at the end of the video if you want to see where I've used all the utility, all the defense mechanisms, and utilized all the storage space within the Defender itself. Now, the concept of the Defender came after a ton of you had questions lately, and it was questions like during the stream or in videos, hey, do you got a base for a solo starter? Hey, do you got a base for a duo or a trio? And I came up with this concept because a lot of people were getting sick of being wiped by Zergs or kind of bigger groups in the Rust Council Edition. So not only is this one cost effective, and it's pretty non-expensive for a duo or trio. If you're a solo player, it's a little grind for this one, but it definitely has everything you need to get the job done in the beginning of a wipe on the Rust Council Edition. Anyways, let's get to the build, which is called the Defender, and after that, I'll give you a tour of the base, and then you guys can utilize the space however you want. I'm just showing you the design. Anyways, all right, so to start off, it's going to be a 2x2, which is 4,000 wood and 4,000 stone in the beginning. So you need 4 square foundations, and then once you have those down, 1 triangle foundation for your airlock. Once you got that down, go ahead and turn everything to stone. I do recommend, if this is your first wipe in the Rust Council Edition, you're definitely going to want to put a small box in a bush with a lock on it and a sleeping bag or a stash and a sleeping bag nearby so you can store all your resources. Anyways, once you got this down, the 2x2, you're going to make the TC room. This is a very awkward TC room, but I'll show you how I utilize it later. Anyways, you're going to put a single doorway frame here, and then on the right and left of this square foundation, you're going to go ahead and put a solid wall. Then a double doorway frame in the front. Go ahead and stone that all off. Once you have that stoned off, put your ceiling. And this is your TC room. This is what it should look like. All right, now once I get the TC, I want you to put the TC to the very front left of the door. Try to get as close to the double doorway frame as possible without impeding the door. Now, you don't have to use a double doorway frame here. You can actually utilize a window frame here if you have the BP, so remember that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Then I'm going to put all my resources. Just like so. Then we'll continue. Now, if you have the garage door, great, you can use it, but you can use normal sheet metal door, double doors on this if you want. Make sure you put your doors on. I'm going to go ahead and utilize a single door, put it here, and then your TC room is done. Now, go ahead and finish the rest of the 2x2, and I'll show you exactly how to put the rest of the walls up. In front of the TC room, you're going to go ahead and make your very first main loot room. 2 solid walls and a ceiling. Double doorway frame. Well, after I create my shelf, so create your shelf. It's a half wall, then a square ceiling tile. Then a double doorway frame here. Stone it. And then your doors. Once that's accomplished, for these next 3 walls, you're going to go ahead and put a single doorway frame for those. Double doorway frame in the front, on the triangle, on the back of it, and then on the left and the right of it. Go ahead and stone all of that. All right, once you got this blueprint down, go ahead and put your square ceiling tile and your triangle. Make that all stone. And then you can go ahead and put your double doors in. I have them always going inward. And then along with your single doorway frames. If you're a solo, use wood locks. If you're a team, use the key code locks. All right, so now that you've gotten the 2x2 done, it should look like this in the front. Now, to create the rest of the base, what you're going to be doing is taking triangle foundations on the left door of your airlock. Go ahead and put 3 triangle foundations. Then a square. Then 4 more triangles. Then a square. And all the way around the rest. Then once you got that done, go ahead and stone the foundations. I'll show you what it looks like from above, from a top-down view in just a second. All right, now when you got this done, this is the beginning of your defender. It's a 2x2, kind of inside of a I guess you could call it a buzzsaw. Anyways, now that you've gotten this done, what you're going to be doing now is creating the honeycomb around it. Now this is a open honeycomb concept, but it has a lot of defense to it, so I'll show you soon enough. All right, once you're looking at the front airlock that you created earlier, go ahead and put a double doorway frame to the right of it, like so. Harden that. Once you've got that down, you're going to go ahead and put solid walls around the rest of it. And then when you get to the opposite triangle, or square rather, on the opposite side of the defender of your very first airlock, you can see what you're going to be doing here is placing 2 double doorway frames like so. Then you're going to put another double doorway frame here for another exit. And then finish the rest of your solid walls. Once you finish that, go ahead and stone everything. Including your double doorway frames. Then put in your doors. Once you got your doors in, you can go ahead and start to build your upstairs. So the way the upstairs works in this, you're going to need a furnace to jump off of. So just in case you didn't know that, plan to get some low grade to get your furnaces. Now, for this instance, obviously I could spawn things in. This is my server, so I can do what I want. What you do is in your, next to your airlock in the beginning, you're going to go ahead and place a furnace right to the left of it. After that, you're going to go around to the doorway frames you just put down. Then you're going to go ahead and put your furnace right there. Once you have this down, you can go upstairs and start to create your second floor where the bedrooms are. For this instance, we'll go up top, and then I'll create them after I put my ceilings on. There is a some peak downs that I implemented inside of the Defender. So you're going to have to actually build those first before the bedrooms. All right, so go ahead and put your triangle ceilings all the way up until this point. To each square. Go ahead and make them stone. Once you have all those down, you can stone them all at once. And then you're going to go ahead, put some more down, like so. Then you should be able to have your jump ups and whatnot. I know for a lot of people, they're like, oh, they don't like using jump ups, but when you use deployables like I do in all my base builds, they're very useful in a lot of ways. You could block doors with them, you could do jump ups with them. So anyways, let's get to making the peak downs. So in either the way to make a peak down is this. You go up to the squares that I left open up top. So you can see your airlock in the beginning, which is here. And then on the left side of the buzzsaw and the right, you can see that there's an open squares. And those are for peak downs to stop raiders from getting in your base. Anyways, let me show you how they're built. In order to build a peak down, what you're going to be doing is a half wall, then a square ceiling. And then what you're going to be doing is knocking out the half wall, harden your ceiling, and then you're going to go ahead and use your low wall. So what this is going to create is a peek down inside of your corridors, so you can shoot any raiders trying to do a door raid on you. Now, on the top, you're going to go ahead and have some half walls. So here and there, and then some full walls. Now, full walls don't snap there. You can always put like a square ceiling tile, and it won't be that too hard. There we go. All right, once you got those down, start to see the peek down and how it's created. Make sure the hard side's sticking out. And as you can see, you can look down each hallway in each entrance and start to see the peek down and how it works. And you can also hide inside of it. In order to get out, you can just go ahead and attach a triangle ceiling to the side of the half wall here, and then jump up as needed. Now, you could also knock that out when it's getting in the way because you can't move left or right. But for this instance, we're not going to, we're not in the middle of a counter raid, so we can just jump up and do our thing. All right, so let's go build the other counter or peek down. Got a half wall again, square ceiling tile. Knock this out. Harden. Go ahead and put your low wall on the top. Harden both of these. And then you got your half walls again. And now there's a reason why I'm making these half walls, and it's because that to access these peek downs, all you got to do is jump in them from upstairs. Then you put your ceiling, and then go ahead and put your full walls in the back. Knock out the ceiling. You got your peek down. All right, once that's complete, you're going to finish the upstairs. So you get an aerial view one more time of what it looks like. There's your airlock at the beginning, and this is what you should have by now. Take a nice good look. All right, let's finish the upstairs. All right, so basically what we're going to be doing is filling in the rest of the honeycomb and the 2x2. Once we got this accomplished, we'll be good to go. Now, there's going to be a lot of room left up upstairs, so it's up to you to utilize it however you want. Once we got this finished, we'll build the bedrooms and They're pretty simplistic. You can have a team of 3 live up there, or 4 if you need to squeeze it in. So we have a 2x2 still in the middle. What I like to do is, for the jump up, I like to have 2 double doorway frames right here, and then a full wall here. Go ahead and harden the rest. Once that's finished, you'll put your doors in. And then you'll continue the rest. What I like to do is fill in the gaps for the peak downs. I like to have door access on the opposite sides. So put double doorway frames there and here, and then fill in the rest of the bedroom space upstairs. Go ahead and make that stone. Fill in the bedroom's ceilings. And then put your doors in. Now, it's up to you what you want to make the layout of your bedrooms, but I'll show you how I do mine. So on either side of these doors, I want to make one loot room. It's basically to store guns, armor, and whatnot. Once I do it, I'm going to go ahead and put one solid wall in the middle, harden it, make sure that's out, then do my half wall. This is building my own loot shelf, basically. Half wall with a square ceiling tile on top, and then a double doorway frame here. This will fit about, I don't know, 6 to 8 large boxes, or you know, you could add whatever type of size box you want. All right, then you put your door on, going in, you lock, then the rest inside this little L is going to be double doorway frames. Once you have that, you're going to start creating your 3 bedrooms that you want, which are here, here, and here, and you're good to go there. Once you have that accomplished, you're going to start to see the base grow a little bit. What I like to do is leave the entire second floor open. That way you can defend your base as needed. And do remember, for the second floor and the first floor, always make them metal in the beginning wheel wipe to stop the top-down raids. Now, there are 2 squares left that I haven't used yet. The other 2 are being utilized for peak downs. This one here is not. One of these I'm going to use as roof access. The other one I'm going to promptly leave open for whatever you guys want to make it. Now, to make the roof access here, what I like to do is I'm going to put a double doorway frame here, then another one here. You can use whatever square you want that's open. Knock out this wall, place it because the stability sucked. Sorry. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and put a half wall, square ceiling tile, harden that, put my double doorway frame down, make that stone as well, and then I can finish the rest of the ceilings from the top of the bedrooms. So far so good. I'll give you an aerial view in a second. And this base is pretty good for duos and solos. I mean, if you're looking for a real solid base build, this is where it's at. You're going to be able to add a lot of traps, a lot of peek downs, a lot of tricky ways to make raiders like basically waste rockets, C4 and whatnot. Alright, so once we got this all stone, we'll finish our jump up. What I like to do for this is put a square ceiling tile, then 3 solid walls, knock down this tile, stone and all. Jump up here, put my ceiling, double doorway frame, and then my door. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish the doors I have down here. And then the entire second floor is sealed. Now I'm going to kind of open this up for you guys so you can see exactly what's below the surface. That way we know exactly what the footprint looks like. And we'll give you an aerial view just to see what's up. Alright, so your airlock in the beginning is at the bottom right. Your bedrooms are done at the top along with your peek downs. And now I'm going to show you exactly what I've done with the Defender. Let's go to the other base that's finished and walk through it. Now, there are pieces that you can use to defend this base if you can afford it, but don't worry about it if you're solo and can't. In the very front door of this airlock, I got 2 shotgun traps. In the back, you can see my peek down, so you can stop any raiders from door raiding you. And then I have a turret underneath the peek down, so it's like having 2 guns if you're solo. Now, some of those tricky doors that I showed you in the beginning when I was building the 2x2, I've installed all with vending machines. So the vending machines are 30 slots, and what I like doing with them is having a bunch, because since it's a 2x2 and I don't have a lot of space if I'm a solo, duo, or trio, I decided to make the vending machines be inside to add a little bit more defense when people are rocketing the metal walls, because do remember that a vending machine has more health than a metal wall. So if the metal wall does go and they don't get a direct hit on the vending machine will still be standing there and they can't fit through the cracks. Now, with that being said, I put most of my utilities in here, such as my 3 furnaces, my repair bench, some storage underneath with small boxes. There are 3 active vending machines inside the main 2x2. Along with that, I have 2 shotgun traps inside the main loot room that we built in the beginning. And you can install some inside the furnace room as well, pointing at the front doors. Now, with that being said, I did tell you in the beginning, in the TC room, you can use a window frame or a double doorway frame for access to the TC room. Now, with that being said, my TC is on the left side of the window frame. I've armored it all, and I can take the window out and still access the TC whenever I want. Once I've got that done, I can place the window back inside there, and it's protected. It also has 3 sleeping bags, a small box, and a vending machine inside there. Now, the reason why I put a vending machine inside the TC room in the beginning, which was that single door to the left of the airlock that I showed you from the outside, is because with a vending machine, I got 30 slots to obviously work with storage. Now, with that being said, I can also rotate the vending machine in order to transfer loot to people inside the TC room. A lot of people don't think about that when they're building a base, but I've showed you this little trick that you can utilize in the future. Now, although the high quality metal is 2,000 and this is 1,250, if you needed to get loot out and you spawned inside your TC room, you could just take the window out and store it in one of the boxes in the main loot room. Now, with that being said, other defense mechanisms I built into this base is obviously I used HQ metal for the TC room. Also adding that vending machine that you can put loot into from the outside or the inside and transfer loot out. And I also put my level 3 workbench next to the wall so that raiders had to blow that up on top of a HQ metal wall as well. So I've installed shotgun traps on each door leading outside. That way when people jump in or try to go deep on you, it basically wrecks them. And you have the backup of a turret and a peek down that you can access from the bedrooms that are upstairs. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go upstairs and show you exactly how I laid out the bedrooms. There we go. For all intents and purposes, on my peek downs, I've installed shotgun traps at each door that people can rush you and blow that up to get to the person in the peek down, because typically raiders, if they see you in the peek down, they're not going to waste a rocket to blow that up. They're going to try to jump up and in, which they can't. So if they do a top-down raid, you can jump out using that triangle ceiling I showed you, and also you got a couple guns to defend you if you're solo. All right, with that being said, let's go into the bedrooms and I'll show you exactly what I've done. I've put a locker, a bed, and a small box in each bedroom. That way people have fast spawns and they can dump their kits or grab a kit as fast as possible as soon as people are raiding, and then jump right inside the peek down. Also, there is one main loot room at the top here. You can utilize the space however you want. And then each room looks exactly the same. Now you can add light to each one of these rooms, which I'm sure you'll want to do eventually. So it's up to you to learn how to use the space and play Rust Council. Not, you know, I can only give you the blueprint of this base. Anyways, like you can tell here, I have shotgun traps protecting each peek down for whoever's hiding in it. And then for our roof access, what I've done is added a shotgun trap looking down each hallway when people drop down here, because they're going to try to basically ladder up. If they ladder up on top of your base and they door raid your airlock to your roof access, you have two shotgun traps looking at them right here. Once they blow that up, when they drop down, they have another one pointing at them. Once they blow that shotgun trap up, whether they go left or right, they have another shotgun trap to deal with. So in total, they'll have about 3 or 4 that they got to blow up before they get to your second floor access. Now, on top of the roof, I've installed what's called a roof splitter. Now, when people fire rockets at your roof, they want to hit as many like ceiling tiles as they can with rockets, right? Or throw C4 on it. Now, in this case, I've basically put I've hardened it for a top-down raid, so I got metal roof tiles over my bedrooms and over my main 2x2. And these roof splitters protect each individual square from splash damage from rockets. So a raider has to pick which square he wants to hit with a rocket. Unless they're using C4, they'll just throw it on one and get in that way. This basically tries to mitigate damage by building better. So if you want to use roof splitters, I'd definitely recommend doing this in the future. Now you could seal these off technically by putting square ceiling tiles here. But then once you put that on, like so, if somebody were to shoot this with a rocket, they'll hit all 4 panels at once. So I, in this case, like to leave them open. That way I can actually stop the splash damage with all these half walls that I've put on the squares up top. All right, so anyways, I'm going to give you one more top-down view of the Defender, and then let me know what you think about this base in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, drop that sub and like. I apologize if I'm a little stuttery, only because I'm a little sick. So anyways, drop that sub and like. I hope you like the Defender, and if you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments below, and I will promptly get back to you about this specific base build. Thanks for watching.